Welcome back to School Medical Magnet students. We hope you had a wonderful, happy holiday and a happy new year. Going into 2024, we will continue our regular schedule with weekly videos, starting with monthly announcements, healthy living, med talk, and our career YouTube playlist, so make sure to tune in weekly. MedBoard will be here as always with opportunities and events, including our annual Spring Showdown, so make sure to look forward to that. Hope you have a fantastic month, and let's begin.
On February 2nd, we will have senior breakfast where leadership will announce the prom theme and venue.
On February 13th, we will have the I Love Me event, and we will have lunch activities in the quad with some groups such as MedBoard, Rise, and Art.
From February 14th through the 15th, it will be Kindness Week. Join us at the quad during lunch for events.
On February 19th, we will have no school because it's President's Day.
From February 26th through March 1st, it will be Banda Night Spirit Week, so keep a lookout for the Spirit Days.
From 12 to 2 p.m., UCLA's Healthcare Seminar is Saturday, February 24. Get a chance to ask questions and learn about various healthcare careers and pathways. Pause and scan the QR code to sign up. Or for more information, check MedBoard's Instagram at JFKMedBoard.
Black History Month is an annual observance to pay tribute to the generations of African Americans who struggled with adversity and fought for their presence. To celebrate this month's Black History Month, we recognize 7 Black medical innovators and contributors. Black medical experts have allowed and assisted for the advancements of healthcare today, typically going unnoticed or unrecognized. We owe immense gratitude to these people for their knowledge and for saving countless lives. Starting at number 1 is James McCune Smith, who paved the way for future Black physicians. Dr. Smith was a physician, author, and abolitionist. In 1837, he earned his medical degree from the University of Glasgow, Scotland. Later, he went to New York, where he paved the way for future Black physicians by becoming the first Black man to practice medicine with a medical degree in the United States. Using his training in medicine and statistics, Dr. Smith was committed to refuting misconceptions around race, intelligence, and medicine. Second one is Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was an African-American woman whose cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line, the first immortalized human cell and one of the most important cell lines in medical research. Henrietta Lacks' story rightly prompted far-reaching discussions about a range of ethical and policy issues in biospecimen research, including informed consent, medical research privacy, and communication with tissue donors and research participants. Today, the HeLa cell line continues to be used by researchers. Cells were crucial in the fight against polio, helped develop the COVID vaccine, and have even traveled to space. Next up is Daniel Hale William, who performed one of the first open heart surgeries and founded the first Black-owned hospital. In 1891, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams opened Provident Hospital in Chicago, the first Black-owned hospital and first non-segregated hospital in the U.S. He was also the first Black member of the American College of Surgeons. From the appearance of the first symptoms of what is now known as COVID-19 in December 2019 to the first human trial of the COVID-19 vaccine just months later in March 2020, the first COVID-19 vaccine was the fastest development of a vaccine to date. Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett played an integral role in all of this. Since 2014, Dr. Corbett has worked with the Vaccine Research Center to develop novel vaccines. At the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, her team's work became key to developing the vaccine in record time. Dr. Corbett is also working on a universal influenza vaccine. Next is Otis Boykin, who improved the pacemaker. Boykin's mother, Sarah, was a maid who died of heart failure when Otis was just 1 year old. This inspired him to help improve the pacemaker. The pacemaker is a small battery-powered device that detects when your heartbeat is irregular or too slow. This small life-saving device saved up to 3 million Americans who rely on it to stay healthy. Otis Boykin was an avid inventor. He attended Booker T. Washington High School in Dallas, where he was the valedictorian, graduating in 1938. One of his inventions was a control unit that improved the pacemaker. Throughout his career, Mr. Boykin patented nearly 30 electronic devices. Patricia Era Bath was an American ophthalmologist. Bath, the first African American to complete an ophthalmology residence, noticed that the rates of blindness and visual impairment were much higher at the Harlem Hospital's eye clinic, which served many black patients, than at the eye clinic at Columbia University, which mostly served whites. That observation spurred her to conduct a study that found twice the rate of blindness among African Americans compared to white people. Through the rest of her career, Bath explored inequities in vision care. She created the discipline of community ophthalmology, which approaches vision care from the perspectives of community medicine and public health. Bath blazed trails in other ways as well, co-founding the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness in 1976, which supports programs that protect, preserve, and restore eyesight. Bath was also the first woman appointed chair of ophthalmology at a U.S. medical school in the University of California, Los Angeles David Geffen School of Medicine in 1983. And she was the first black female physician to receive a medical patent in 1988 for the laser phaco probe, a device used in cataract surgery. Finally, Alexa Irene Kennedy. In 1981, she became the first black neurosurgeon in the United States, and just a few years later, she rose to the ranks of Chief of Neurosurgery at Children's Hospital of Michigan. She practiced part-time at Sacred Heart Hospital in Pensacola, where there was a dearth of pediatric neurosurgery services. Kennedy has been lauded for her patient-centered approach to care, which she said was a boon to her career. I was worried that because I was a black woman, any practice opportunities would be limited. But she noticed, by being patient-centered, the practice growth was exponential. These pioneers, contributors, and inventors were not the only people of the black community who have broken barriers, shattered stereotypes, and improved healthcare, conducting research, discovering treatments, and saving millions of lives. Many of these pioneers sadly go unrecognized, but regardless, these trailblazers have advanced the medical world we know and have today, and it's important to recognize and celebrate the black community and all that they did and do even past February.
I had always struggled with having self-appreciation for myself over the years because I had always put myself to a certain degree of expectation in life that I always had to complete. I had a routine and to-do list for everything. But then as the years went by, sophomore year, then my junior year came, I took freshman year for granted. I stressed a lot about it, but it was my most easiest year because I had freedom. I was testing out the waters. So when I started neglecting myself, I was really prone to breakdowns, which is of course normal because we all suffer through stress at some point in our life. But our main goal is to reduce that amount of breakdowns and reduce that amount of stress and practice much more healthier behaviors that can lead us throughout life, even after we finished all of our school requirements or if after you take higher education. And by practicing all of these self-care techniques that we will implement or talk about later on in the video, we hope that life gets a little bit easier over time.
This month, we'll be talking about self-love. Self-love can be very fulfilling and something that you can work on this year. Self-love can be described as a state of appreciation for oneself that grows from actions that support our physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. There are many aspects to self-love, but just taking time towards learning about it can be very beneficial.
For sake of simplicity, let's consider self-love in two general tentative categories: the way you think about yours and the way you take care of yourself. For the next week, we want you to observe your inner monologue, how you talk to yourself in your head, and how you talk about yourself to others. You may find that you're very hard on yourself, and that's okay. Take this week to observe, not judge.
Also, pay attention to your habits. Do you do things that are good for you? Do the things that you do in your free time bring you joy? Your answer will differ from the person next to you and other people in your class. And that's okay. We want you to notice these behaviors so that you can come back next week and watch a full-length Healthy Living video. Hope to see you there. Bye!